I mean, cannabis is also legal over here.
Yeah, but isn't it legal over in Canada?
It is actually.
Yeah, and so you want to talk about the how it was getting it here compared to getting it over in Canada, maybe?
Right. So I only recently started purchasing my own cannabis and all that. Before that, when it was illegal, I pretty much was just a friend that kind of was a social smoker. Friends offered it, I'm like, okay, sure, you know, it's cool. But now that it became legal, I'm a little more interested in experimenting what is out there and with friends and all that. I'm learning more about different strands and what effects they give you and all that stuff, and in what format you want to have it in vape format.
Yeah, I thought about doing several videos more about cannabis, as the political people call it. You know, back in the day, it would just say weed or maybe even marijuana, but
MJ.
the more political savvy people these days say cannabis. But because there are a bunch of different types, you can just use regular flower, which is buds. Most people That's what most people use. And then there's concentrate, and then like wax, shatter, and dabs, and all that stuff. And oh yeah, and edibles, which are, you got to be careful with edibles. Don't just go eating a bunch, and because you think that they're not working right away, they will work later on. Don't just keep eating more.
Trust me, you don't want to suffer the consequences. Uh, I had some friends that kind of were like, you don't feel anything, so they take more, right? And it tastes good because it's food, and you're like, yum. And then the next thing you know, like an hour or two in, and you're like, heart is racing. You're like, what the fuck is going on? People are freaking out, and we're like, calm down, just drink lots of water. Hey, let's play some video games.
I hear that drinking milk helps when you're drugged up on any drugs, but maybe that's just an old wives' tale. I don't really know.
It's true.
But with weed, I'm gonna say something a little weird. I feel like weed and tea has snobs. Like, I just like drinking tea sometimes, just some regular black tea, Lipton tea, and people are like, oh, you gotta try this grandma meal, whatever, I don't know, tea. And I'm like, sure, okay. And same can be with weed. Like, you can just be like, oh, I just like some cheap weed, and it just has like a calming or relaxing effect. But there can be all these other kinds of fancy special weeds, and they can have various
Maui!
various effects.
My
And
personal favorite right now is Maui.
and sometimes there are some people who like to smoke and then exercise, because there are some strands that like make you pumped up, and then there are some strands that just make you want to sleep, that help for insomnia.
Indica!
So there are different types out there.
Yeah.
But so
Yeah, so the difference of going back to your original question about what's the difference of me buying in Canada as opposed to in the States. So last year was my first time that I walked into a dispensary out in Las Vegas, and to my surprise and everything, I was just like, wow, this is like 10 times big of a pharmacy or something like that, and they have like so many different kinds, and you're just there like a kid in chocolate factory. It's like, oh, so many choices, especially with edibles. I'm like,
and they have actual chocolate.
yes, they do. Eat only one, kids. Don't eat more than one. They were really helpful. So it's all I think it's government owned, because they ask for government piece of ID to check your age and all that stuff. And if you use it for medicinal, then you want to see the medicinal card and all that, which I obviously only do it for recreational or non-official medicinal use, but it's considered recreational. But meh.
Well, when we were online looking at the prices of different stores or whatever, I noticed some of them were like, oh, you can get checked by a doctor online for like $36 or something and get your medical license. And I was like, really? So apparently you can just do it online for like $36 and then just get a medical license. But
Or
in California and some other states, I believe Illinois also did it recently.
yeah,
It's legal recreationally too.
Illinois, not Wisconsin.
Whatevs. Anyways.
But in Canada, all across from continent to continent, it's all legal. There's none of this bullshit. It's like, oh, BC is only legalized and Alberta is not legalized and Saskatchewan and Manitoba are unlegalized, but Ontario and Quebec are legalized. No, it's the whole country. And what I like about and prefer, so there's pros and cons. Like the pros of like the dispensaries and in the States there's like a lot of dispensaries, not just like one in one main city and then that's it. You know, like back home where I'm from, there's like one in like the main city, the downtown area, and it's like there always lineups, and I'm like, screw this shit, I'm just gonna order it online. So I'm always worried what the heck am I gonna be getting, but like online you have like chat service, so you could chat with the salespeople and all that, and ask for advice and stuff. And so from there, like I find it, you know, pretty instant, and the delivery is really, really fast, and it's super secure. Like when you get the package, you don't even smell the weed.
I don't know how that.
Well,
I guess it's airtight or.
Yeah, it's vacuum sealed tight and all that. But in the States, what I've noticed, it's either you go to the store, dispensary, or you order for delivery. And I don't mean like delivery like you go online and you place an order or something like that, and it gets shipped to you by like FedEx or USPS or whatever you use, Canada Post. But it's like, I think it's a delivery truck of the company, from what I understood from the Weed Maps website and all that stuff. So I was kind of disappointed when like I was looking for these 3 brands. Here's my adventure, my 3 brands. And I looked everywhere, like in the area where we're staying, because someone doesn't want to drive to the nearest dispensary.
I can drive to the nearest dispensary, but not the nearest dispensary that holds those specific products.
Fish posh. Anyways, so my adventure was like, okay, so I'm gonna search by brand, and then I'm gonna see like which stores have it. So when I found that there was a perfect store that had all 3, I was like, okay, this place we could go. And then it's like, it's too far. Okay, so then I started looking at deliveries, and then deliveries was just like not happening because the ones locally don't hold the stuff that I want, and the ones that do hold it and do delivery, they don't deliver all the way out here. So you have to deal with that kind of like scenario. Otherwise, you just suck it and you drive down to the nearest dispensary that has the stuff that you're looking for, and then you can get it.
That's just as good, maybe even better.
Yeah.
Or cheaper.
Oh, they're like
But you're all worried about the security guard and stuff over in the American one and stuff. Don't they have like do they have a bunch of security guards over in Canada or anything?
Just so like they don't dress and look and act like cops. It was really funny. I just got out of like the dispensary. I'm like holding my bag and everything. Looked like this little girl with her candy and all that stuff. And then I turn around and there's like this security guard, which I thought was a cop at the time because he was like all in navy blue uniform and like badge and everything. He's talking to like the people that just got out before me, and I was like, oh crap. Don't make eye contact. Oh my god, make eye contact. Crap. Hi. And he was like, hi. And I just like walked out, and I was just like, okay, just act cool. Then I get into the car. My friend's like, yeah, that was just a security guard. I was like, oh, that explains how friendly he was.
Well, most security guards around here just seem to look like cops. They're dressed like cops, and then they have some badge of the company, even though it's not like an actual badge or whatever. I don't know. That's just usually how it is around here.
I guess. Back home, our security guards wear a different color. They have like gray. And then the cops, they wear the navy blue and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think your state cops, they're in brown or something like that. Or navy green or not navy green, but in jungle green.
I don't recall.
Oh. That's what I recall from movies. All my American knowledge comes from movies.
I don't have a lot of run-in with the state cops around here. But was there anything else you want to talk about as a Canadian wanting to come into America?
Right. So yeah, I'm thinking of like keeping my doors open and, you know, apply, pretty much pull a Japanese, apply anywhere, and wherever the marble falls, then that's where I'll move and live. So I'm kind of like doing that with work once I get my certificate. I'm planning to get my internship done with an international company, so, you know, better my chances to get transferred and all that. because I was doing my research for getting a work visa and all that, and most people say it's like you have a better chance of winning the lottery, and I'm there like, no, why so hard? Then I came across NAFTA, and NAFTA has like this long list of like credentials that they are willing to accept, and I was happy because I saw like accounting was on there, so I was like, yes, I have a chance. Take them apples, you people that tell me it's so difficult and don't have faith in me. I keep saying, hold on, I'll be there sooner than you think, and then try to get rid of me.